week on from the last video. Ordered some parts. When I started doing some research about the rollers, and obviously started trying to investigate why there's that horrible grinding noise, I looked at the exploded diagram for this variator, and there was a load of spacers missing. So I've ordered the spacers and the shims that are required, so hopefully we can get this running without that horrible noise coming from here, like in the last video. So look. So we've got new variator rollers. Obviously, these ones are round this time, not triangular like these ones. And I don't know if you can see, I've actually gone for a lighter roller. It's sort of generally, if you have a heavier roller, that gives you more top speed. If you have a lighter roller, it gives you better acceleration. We're riding around the field, I don't need to be doing 70 mile an hour, 20 tops. So hopefully these will work. If they don't work, then we'll just take 3 of them out. I suppose do it up and give it a ride, I guess. See what duck. Just give it a ride. I'm supposed to see if it starts first. Right, well already that's a lot less grinding noise. Good start. Oh, okay. Sticky throttle isn't helping, but right, do you know why they keep falling over? It ain't the wind. Tim, that one. Yeah, you. Stop knocking over the barriers. Right, I think it still could be better. I reckon we take 3 of them out. Every little change we make gets a little bit better every time. Right. Let's try it with only 3 rollers, see what it does. Okay, it's much better. It's much better. No horrible noises anymore from metal on metal grinding, but it's still really lazy. I want to see if get the revs up a little bit, get it revving a little bit. Might, I don't know. Let's try it. We can try it. Let's take 3 of them out. One. 6. Instead of 6, just a 3. See what that does. I'm sure you're supposed to torque these up properly, but it ain't going on the road, is it? It's only going around the field. Let's give that a try. Oh, steady. That sounds good already, doesn't it? Oh, I tell you what. Right, I need to do something with this throttle, it's crazy sticky. That's absolutely minging in there, look. Disgusting. Look at that, look, straight away. Doesn't quite return on its own. It's really close, better, but still not quite right. I'm going to change the throttle out for a different one anyway, so won't lose too much sleep about that. That'll work. Just wire that in. Nice. Turn it on and off. Right, linked brakes next. I think whatever we do, we're going to end up losing the front brake, aren't we? So I'm wondering if it's worth just perching everything as part of the front. It's such a pain in the ass. I don't want any of that. Have we got anything we can change it? Found this on an old ped that I got out of the back, so I'm wondering if we just sack the front brake off altogether, swap this one out for just a standard cable operated one, save a bit more weight, make it a bit more rideable. So have a go. Oh right, brilliant, you got to cut that. Right, that's getting cut off, I ain't messing around with that. Right, there we go. If I linked brakes, let's cut that off. Alright, I've got to try and stop. Oh god, I'm not laying on my bits. Right, I've got to try and stop the cable from spinning and free this off. Oh god, I've knocked the camera. I've got to try and stop the cable spinning and free this off at the same time. Get it going like this. There we go. Oh, there we go. Is there an adjuster on this cable anywhere? No! Let's take that off of there. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know why I ever thought that would come off easy. Nothing else on this thing has. Ow! That's empty. Whoever worked on this was just an absolute idiot. No idea what they're doing. But less than me. And that's saying something. That's it. More weight saved. I think we need to ride it. Got a bit carried away.
She like lets go and stops drinking, but he's just always drinking.
Some more parts have turned up, fresh from China. Like I said in my first video, we love a Chinese part. This was 56 quid, tyre, rim, disc, brand new, delivered. Perfect. Perfect for what we're doing out here. See if it'll make it fit. First question is the spindle the right size? No. Okay. So after a quick measurement, bit of a measure up, and a phone call to my uncle, 2 spaces made, just a job. They'll work perfectly. Bit of a drawing. They'll work. Just get them fitted. Oh, beauty. Check that out. That new front wheel is quite a bit lighter than the old front wheel as well. In fact, you've got to put a rear tyre on the front because it's the only one that fits. So it's even better. Nice skinny front tyre. 17 inch rather than 16. Perfect. Just a job. That's it. Can't take it anymore. No more waiting. We're breaking out the grinder. We're going to cut some stuff. Start chopping into it. I'm excited. Chopper ped.
A few moments later. A few minutes later. 3 days later. 3 weeks later. Many months later. 1 eternity later. 2,000 years later.
Right, so you may have noticed I've been pretty busy. I have got one small omission to make. I've not filmed any of it. I'll be honest, it's really difficult filming inside my shed, and because of the welding I've been doing, I need the shielding gas. I can't do it outside, the wind will blow it away, so I've been welding a lot in my shed. It's hard enough for me to work in there on my own, let alone trying to set up a camera and get the right shots. So I've not actually filmed any of it, but hopefully you should be able to see a pretty big difference from what I've been up to. Let's go through a little bit of what I've been up to. So the first thing I did, we chopped the first thing I did was I added the top tube in. I knew I wanted to add the top tube in because obviously scooters are only supported underneath, so I wanted to add a bit of extra headstock sort of support, so the top tube went in first. After I welded the top tube in, because I haven't got a frame jig, I'm not that fortunate, I didn't want to lose the position of the headstock relative to the rest of the frame. So once I got the top tube welded in, it meant I could then cut away. If you remember, the old frame used to come out and down, 2 big hoops either side. I cut those away. This is a bit gash, I'll be honest, but what I did do was I put a ratchet strap through the wheel there, round the frame here. I wanted to change the headstock angle. I wanted to bring the headstock angle in a little bit, just a bit sharper turning. So I just put a ratchet strap through there, crank that in, make sure everything was still aligned, front and back wheel. And then I welded in this tube here and then added in this diagonal. The more observant viewers will notice there is a weld in the middle here. I spent ages cutting this tube notch. Spent ages cutting this tube notch. Cut this one, I cut it 90 degrees out. Rather than starting again, I didn't have any more material if I'm honest, and I didn't want to start again. I just cut it in the centre, rotated it 390, clamped it in some angle so it's nice and straight, zipped it back up, put it in, sweet, it's all good. What else have I been up to? Obviously, next big thing, subframe. Made a removable subframe. I don't know why I've made it removable. It's cool, it's trick, it looks good. So the subframe, so now the seat's nice and secure on the bike. Got a good riding position, sort of sat right in the middle. Can move forward into the corners, back onto the straights. Really happy with how that's come out. The seat is really good. I'm really pleased with that. I've also, another detail, I have rotated the inlet manifold 180 degrees. The throttle body used to be out the back here, but obviously that puts it right in the sort of danger zone of all the dirt coming off the back wheel. So I've spun it 180 degrees. It went on all right actually. Just had to unbolt it, spin it round. I've had to fit the throttle body upside down, but what it does mean is now that's pointing out the front, and I can fit a nice big air filter in the front here, and it should be out of the bulk of the dust. No problem there. It does also mean that I can run a throttle cable nicely straight along here and up to the handlebar. What else have I done? Oh, I made a fuel tank. Hold on, I'll be back. Say I've made a fuel tank. I've started making a fuel tank, cardboard fuel tank for now. Just trying to get an idea of where it goes, because the previous fuel tank would have sat under the seat here. It's quite big, holds loads of fuel for a long journey. We're not going anywhere far. I think the longest race I do here is 30 minutes. Should be fine for a little bit of fuel. So I've just mocked this little fuel tank up. That is just going to live down in there once it's made up. I've had to make it this shape because it's fuel injected, this bike, so I need a fuel pump, and the fuel pump's quite deep. I haven't really got a lot of options on how I can make this. This was about as small as I could make it, so the fuel pump will sit there, and then we'll have a filler neck next to it there, which I'm going to cut out of the other fuel tank, the old fuel tank, should I say. That's going to sit in there nicely. What's next? Well, next big job, I'm going to make a small box that sits under here, and that will house all the electronics, the battery, because I have tried to strip the loom down a little bit, and it's really surprising how much you need for a fuel injected motorbike. there's a lot of different sensors. So there's quite a lot of electrics that I haven't been able to get rid of. So I want to shorten the looms, or shorten the cable wires, should I say, and get everything sat nicely under here. My main goal with this whole design is, the engine's really heavy, there's nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. I can obviously get rid of the exhaust, put a cheaper, lighter exhaust on it, but generally the engine's really heavy. So any weight that I am stuck with, I want to get as low down as possible. So that's my plan. So get all the electrics under the seat, the fuel tank down by your feet. That's good. I've ordered a Honda PCX 125 PCX 125 top yoke, I suppose you'd call it, because that one comes with bar clamps like a motocross bike. So we can, hopefully I'll be able to make that work. I'm not sure how we'll do it yet, I haven't seen it. And then we can put some proper Renthal bars on there, or whatever, some motocross bars. But so far, pretty happy. I think it looks pretty racy. Next job, get the fuel tank made, get the pump fitted, put it neck, start sorting out the wiring then. See how we get on.
Yo, Lil. Yo, Lil.
Right, very exciting, I'm back. I've had some parts made. Hopefully this will house all the electrics. Do a nice job, I reckon. A friend of mine welded this up for me. But he's done a mint job of welding that up. Same person who welded up the fuel tank for me. But anyway, we'll try and get this mounted. We start sorting out the wiring loom. New front brake caliper, cheapo, again, Chinese, love it. Exhaust, donated by Dan, friend of mine. And also, Max in Australia, just 3D printed me a stop-start switch, because he was getting annoyed watching me twisting wires together in my last video. Check out his channel, I think it's called Maxi Gone Riding. He's building a 701 Husqvarna adventure bike. I think we've plans to ride it from Australia to back to England. So check his channel out. But thanks Max, appreciate that. Riv nuts. Not used one of these before. Just got to work out what size drill I need for what size riv nut. Love a tool. I am a tool. Oh, come on. You know what it's going to get, don't you? Huh? Oh. Looks in there nice now. Right, let's give this a whirl. I think you're supposed to stop, aren't you? Oh, what a billy. Let's have another go. It's not a pop rivet, is it? You're not supposed to kill it, are you? What a donut. Let's have another go. I'm trying to punch myself in the head this time. There's someone laughing. I think that's it. I think I bit my tongue, punched myself in the head. Yeah. This side there's a bit of a gap. Right, just so you know where my brain is going, these are CRF 70 pit by plastics, pretty cheap, got a whole set for like 25 quid. These are off my old racing ped, but I popped them off the other day, put them on something like that. There we go. Obviously I'll buy a new set for, got to be blue for Yamaha. Left. That's bad. Right, so the bit of box section I'm using, thanks to Jamie for lending me that, or giving me that, I should say. It was a bit too wide that way. So all I've done is I've just cut this down the middle, put a bit of a prep on it, put a nut and bolt with 2 washers in there, and then the plan is, once it's welded, I'll just slide one of the washers out and have a bit of play in there. So I'll just zip that up and we'll have a look. Right, so there we go. That's all welded up. Oh, excuse me. That's all welded up. Give that a second to cool down. Undo the nut and bolt. Take one of the washers out. Put the pin in. Should be good. There we go. Got a bit of wiggle room in there. A bit of free play. Too much. Peg sits nice and flat on the bottom. This is what we want. Getting welded on the bike. Right, so here we are then. Foot pegs are on. I just quickly welded up the exhaust. That was a fairly straightforward job, just a little bend. I had to buy a little 2-inch to 1-inch cone just off of Amazon, just a couple quid. Zip it all together. Got to just make a bracket for it. Foot pegs are on. They need fully welding, but at the minute they're good enough. I'm really happy. Let's fire it up. So I'm not, just to prove I've not made a complete hash of electrics, just got to fix this on properly. So let's just turn it on. Fuel pump. Right, we're all done with the fabrication work, mostly. A little bit of welding to do, a few little bits to touch up here and there, but the raw bones of it's done. It's time for the big test ride. I'm excited. Not ridden it yet. Well, I've cruised down here on it. I'm suffering a bit of hay fever. But let's spin some laps on it. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's good. go then. I'm really happy with that. I'm out of breath, it's hard work. Jack's just gonna have a little spin on it now, he wants to have a go. So in the next video, next time you see it, should I say, I want to get it all painted, get all the bodywork on it, get it looking spick and span, and we'll do the final test, compare it from the old to the new, weight, speed, and we'll do a proper final comparison next time.